They both love sports, anything with balls, playing around and running. So they're both very active. They're both, they're both full of life, and they're happy. And that's the key for us right now as a family, is to keep them happy.
In some ways, Ryan and Braden Kapes are your average boys. 5-year-old Ryan just started kindergarten, and 2-year-old Braden is in daycare. Both boys are full of life. But in other ways, they're different from most kids their age. When Ryan was about 2 years old, his parents, Carl and Jennifer, noticed that he was falling behind the other kids in daycare. Doctors assumed Ryan was autistic or had ADHD. But when his speech and behavior skills still did not improve, Carl and Jennifer took things a step further.
Eventually, we got the genetic test, and it came back that that Ryan had tested positive for San Filippo Syndrome. And then the test itself, it takes about 6 weeks. So it was like a 6 to 8 week process. And then we had to get Braden tested, another 6 to 8 week process.
San Filippo Syndrome is a genetic condition that's extremely rare. Only 1 in 25,000 children have it. The disease affects the central nervous system and deteriorates the brain.
In Ryan and Braden's case, they're missing, or they have a very limited quantity of these enzymes, so their cells don't break down or recycle material properly, so it kind of causes a deformation. And in their case, Sanfilippo syndrome, it actually affects neurologically, affects their brains.
There are no treatments for Sanfilippo syndrome, and the average lifespan of a child who has it is 10 to 15 years.
Right now, we just see developmental delays. Basically, Ryan is 5, but he has the kind of the cognitive ability of a 2-year-old. Now, Braden's 2, and it really hasn't impacted him because it takes a while for the cells to build up, and again, they keep progressing. So he's not really, he has a little bit of speech delay right now, but he's not really showing too many signs. Eventually, they start having balance problems and seeing problems, respiratory issues, and it kind of goes downhill from there. And since there's no treatments, there's not really much you can do right now.
Carl and Jennifer want to do as much as they can for their boys and find a cure for the devastating disease.
We want to raise awareness. We want people to know what this is. Since it's so rare, it's not like cancer or heart disease. It's, it's something that, like I said, I had never heard of this. And, we want people to know about it because people can't help us if they don't know.
The family lives in Wilmington, Delaware, but Carl grew up right outside of Hazleton, and many of his family members still live here.
What the families do with Sanfilippo is we're going out there trying to find doctors and researchers to say, hey, here's what we got, help us with this. And obviously they need to be funded. So the funds we raise with Team Sanfilippo go to these doctors to try and find, treatments. They're going to the medical research.
Ryan and Braden are loving, happy boys who are going through the most difficult battle of their young lives.